And the only way I could see or learn or know anything about Iron Maiden was by reading their album covers.
How important is this band for you?
Very important. Very important. I mean, it's rare that you're able to have a group of friends, that have known each other for so long and can ascend to, the level that we've ascended to. You don't really see a whole lot of that anymore. Like when we're playing the festivals and meeting other bands, it seems like most of the bands are comprised of, like session musicians that people have hired to come out and play in this certain band, or it's a band that's 20, 30 years old that, maybe has one original member left in the band, or it's a bunch of young guys that some people put together, because they all have a certain look or something, and
What does this tell about the music scene nowadays?
that it's fucking failing. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I think because of the accessibility, the attention deficit disorder of the general public, and the fact that you can learn anything you want to learn about any band or any single person in a band at the touch of a button. I think a lot of the mystery and a lot of the, what made certain things special is just gone. All that's gone now. When I was a kid, I went and saw Iron Maiden on the Power Slave tour in Des Moines, Iowa, and Accept was opening up for them. And the only way I could see or learn or know anything about Iron Maiden was by reading their album covers, or if I found like a hit parader or a circus magazine that happened to have some photos or an interview in it. MTV wasn't playing a lot of stuff like that, so it was very mysterious. I mean, these people were godlike, they were larger than life, and now I can probably get on on the internet and find out what Bruce Dickinson had for breakfast today. You know what I mean? So a lot of that mystery and a lot of that, you can definitely learn a lot more, which is it's not a bad thing. It's kind of cool in a way that if there's somebody that you really look up to and idolize, you can find out, certain things like what their favorite foods are or things like that. But it takes a little bit of that. You don't have to use your imagination as much. It's like watching the movie instead of reading the book in a way,
Does it bother you?
A little bit, I mean, I don't lose sleep over it,
No,
but it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, there'll never be a substitution for seeing a live show. There's just no way that you could ever get the same feeling and the same vibe from actually sitting in a room and having people around you jumping and sweating and elbowing you and hearing the music just pulsating through you. There's no substitute for that. But, you can get online and you can see us play, a week ago in Berlin at the Columbia Club or whatever, So it's all out there, and it's like that. You got to figure out the balance of it. I mean, it's a good thing, yeah, that everything's so accessible. But that might make somebody be like, well, I don't really need to go see them live because I just watched their entire set on YouTube. You know what I mean? So.
But what do you think? Is this some sort of work in progress, or do you think this is what it's going to be like for forever?
I think it's an evolution. I think everything evolves. If you look at human beings or the earth, as I mean, if you really like break it down to that level, I mean, you can kind of see how shit, only in the last 100 years since the Industrial Revolution have we gotten this far with technology, where now almost every 3 months you've got faster processing speeds on computers. And well, shit, 70, 80 years ago, nobody was flying. Now everybody and their brother flies over the ocean and everywhere, and if you look at the speed and how that snowballs, from the time that the first caveman picked up a club and used it as a hammer to, now we're making microprocessors that are microscopic, and there's nanotechnology, and just how quickly, if you look at the timeline of human beings, it's like all this time, nothing ever happened, and then all of a sudden in this span of time, all this technology just boomed. I think it's the same thing with music. I mean, music in the music industry. It's all evolving, and I think a lot of it, you know, a lot of it's going through growing pains right now, you know, because you've got people that are still holding on to, you know, the CD and the tangible, and then there's the new generations that are coming up that it's like everything should be electronic and free, and you know, and somehow that's probably going to intertwine and twist into something completely different that nobody's even thought of yet.